Howdy everybody, welcome to Step Into the Portal. My name is the Brandt. We're playing Sinister Motives here. This is the second part of the campaign. It looks like I'm going to be doing this in smaller increments than I thought. I thought I'd be able to split it into two pieces, but it took a little while to play, more than I thought. So right now, this session, part 2, I'm just going to play Venom, the second part of the campaign, and then we'll see what I have. But it is late at night now. For those of you joining me live, thank you very much. For those of you watching later, yeah, that's the reason, because of having to be up for teaching. I'm going to play just one more villain here, and there may be multiple parts, but maybe then you can watch the villain that you want to watch or stop when you want to stop watching. So, hello, thanks for joining me, everybody. I know we'll probably have a little bit smaller of a crowd since this is late at night. I'm going to try to play through as much of this as I can. Sorry, I'm just going to set up the chat here so I can see what everybody's saying. I forgot to do that, so I'm putting that on my phone now so that I can see all of you. Oop, sorry, you're hearing my phone connecting there, so I have everything. Hello, everybody. People are like, I didn't even finish the first one, says Brian. Well, welcome. Here is the next one coming at you. So, what we did on the last one is we got Venom set up. I had read through everything. I think I will reread the story in here. I'm not going to reread the comic. I'll reread the story and I'll read on here, and then I'm going to get going. We did all our campaign updates and everything, so all of that has been figured out as well. And then I'm not going to do the beginning of the next villain this time because I think it makes sense now to do that before each other one. So there is that. Matt says, thank you for joining me. There you go. I like that. All right, so let's go down to the table and get this going, because everybody knows I turn into a pumpkin at night. By now, I think that is known. I got energy, but it's green juice. That's what it really is. But I always have energy for champions and games. But then I will pass out once I get downstairs and go to bed. That will be that. All right. So we'll read the story here, the second part of this campaign. We have come across Venom going over to Oscorp. Sorry, everybody. I should know this stuff a little better, and I don't. So the second scenario, woo, that was close. Blinded by rage, Venom charges at you, shouting something or other about how you won't capture him again. Every attempt you make to repel the onslaught is ultimately in vain, enraging him further with each hit, and the brutality of his blitz starts to overwhelm you. However, from high atop Oscorp, you see an old bell tower not too far away. If you can lure Venom in that direction, which shouldn't be hard given his frenzied fervor, you may be able to use the bell's sonic vibrations to your advantage. All right, so we're going to put these boost cards on our identity. When this occurs, take the top card in counter deck, place it face down on your identity. Don't look at it. The boost remains on your identity until it moves over to Venom, and then he'll use it to activate with. So we put Public Outcry in the deck. We put Smear Campaign. You can see those from the previous one. Sorry, Public Outcry is here with 4 tokens on it, 2 per player. We took a random community service side scheme, shuffled it in there, and then we follow all the setup instructions on a reputation track. So we put the Oscorp tech in here, and then we have each of our techs in play as well. And that is the setup for this one. So now we know that we want to get rid of all the minions, get rid of all the side schemes. So in addition to winning, we want to clear everything as well. I'm already turning orange. Is that from Oscorp? What? Oh, because of pumpkin. Sorry, I went back a little bit. Oh, Batman the Dark Knight. Is that the Daryl Andrews one from Cryptozoic? Is that the one that you're playing? That sounds fun. I want to try that one. I like Daryl Andrews. I like his games, too. All right, so we're going to shuffle up. We've got our deck. Miles Morales is playing a Justice deck. The Justice Precon is all I'm using. Yes, I hope I have fun with this one as well. And then over here, Gwen Stacy is using a Protection Precon deck. And both these decks performed very well. I probably was a little slow on damage because I'm used to building for Expert, and I think I probably played it a little slow. So I have more space. I'm going to move that deck over there. 10 health, 9 health. And first player token, away we go. So this one is, after I attack, I can remove a counter from here, deal a damage to an enemy, and I can spend a resource in Alter Ego to put 3 counters on here. Which I will probably do. Alright, I've got an early Dum Dum Dugan, which I don't think I need. He seems a little early to have him out. Homeland Intervention, I think these ones are good to have. Surveillance Team, Government Liaison, and Web Shooter. We'll get a few things built. Nice, that's awesome. I hope you enjoyed that, Martin. Draw, we got a double resource, which will help to put that out, which will help with that, and then we can use a resource. That's going to be perfect. We can use a resource to put tokens on this. All right, over here, Gwen Stacy has the Wrist Navigator. After a minion or side scheme enters play, attach this to it. When the attached card is defeated, draw a card and return this one. Ooh, lots of web bracelets. So we got Silk, so we can go get rid of that. We got a web bracelet. A Ghost Kick, which is an interesting way to flip him, because I could get counters on him pretty quick with that, but can I get all these down? I can get the bracelet down. I can play the Ghost Kick. Alright, so if I'm going to end up doing that, I don't want these. Alright, so I'm going to try to hold these two and see if I can draw a double resource. Ah, I did not. I got rid of a web bracelet too, but I can activate 1 per, so should work out a little bit. All right, so that's what we've got. Here we go, starting first turn. So we're going to get rid of this global logistics and put 3 tokens on the compact darts. So we are working for shield is the idea. Then we're going to use this genius to play government liaison, which lets us play other cards cheaper. We are going to flip to this side, and we are going to use the Homeland Intervention to play the Web Shooter, and then we'll use Government Liaison and Web Shooter to play Surveillance Team. And then we will use Surveillance Team to remove 1 threat here. And we will attack after your hero attacks. Alright. We will attack and deal 2 damage to him, which puts 2 on the bell. And then we will deal a 3rd damage with this. Remember, he takes these bell counters instead each time he gets hit. And when this gets to 6 bell counters, I flip this over. So we're going to try to get a little higher than that and see if we can get some damage going on him. All right, Gwen Stacy can shuffle in Ticket to the Multiverse or Ready George Stacy, so she's not going to be able to do that. Just going to flip this over. I'm going to pay 2 to put a web bracelet out. And then I can either Ghost Kick or go get Silk. Silk gets rid of that card, which is pretty cool. But if I hit him for 2, I just get the world moving, right? Although then he's going to hit me pretty hard on his turn. Get rid of those. So we'll wait. So we'll play Silk this turn. We'll hold the Ghost Kick. When we play Silk, we can get rid of any card in the deck, right? After you play it from your hand, if you control another Warberry card, search the encounter deck for a Treachery card and discard it. So there's probably even worse cards that I want to get rid of, but for now, although it's kind of not fun to get rid of Shadow of the Past, right? Who's hungrier, Brandt or Venom? Well, I just went to a friend's house, watched the basketball game. Unfortunately, the Huskies lost, and ate pizza, so I am not hungry at all. Overall. Ooh, wait, hold on. When I attacked him, I would have got rid of his tough. I forgot to put a tough card there. So he's only got 1 token from the dart afterward. Sorry about that. He should have started with a tough stats card, and I missed it. I caught it now. People were probably catching that. Silk is going to get rid of a threat for now. Although, she could add to that damage. Yeah, we'll try to get this as high as possible. So she'll do that, and then Ghost Spider will add 2 to this as well to put it at 4, because we really want to topple it when we topple it. Then we'll worry about some threat from there. Yeah, it is cool that they brought Surveillance Team back in that way. That's really healthy for the game to not ignore your older cards, I think. Be able to do that stuff. Okay, we got a Phantom Flip, so we could remove threat. We got a Ghost Kick, so we could flip them over. So those are good options. We will ready up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we got Spider-Woman, Web Shot, Field Agent, and Arachnobatics. Arachnobatics, I can say that. All right, we're adding 2 threat to go to 5. When he takes damage, you give him a face-down card. When any amount of damage will be dealt to Venom by an attack, place that many counters here instead. Cool. Oh, knew it was one more. Goes up by 3 because of this one here. Yeah, no, they weren't very good. They should have won, but they've won so many tournaments. I'm not gonna let it get me down. All right, so he is attacking for 2 plus a flip. So I could actually, if I use Ghost Spider, I could Phantom Flip. Then I would draw a card. Then I could block with her again, and I could Ghost Kick. I'd have no cards, but he'd flip over to his other side, right? So let's try it. So I'm going to block with Ghost Spider, and I'm going to play Phantom Flip. So when I play that, I immediately remove 5 threat, ready her, trigger this, draw a card. Ooh, it's a double. Then he's going to attack for 2 plus 0, so she's good. Then he's going to attack her here. She's going to exhaust, play Ghost Kick, deal 6 damage to him. 6 damage. So that's going to be these tokens. Ooh, do I have another 3? Uh-oh. Oh, I do. So there were 4, so now there's 10. So that will flip the bell tower over. You may place that many chime counters. When any amount of damage will be dealt to Venom by an attack, you may place that many chime counters here instead. Interesting. I didn't realize they changed it to May, or that it was May. All right. All right, so you can do that. Increase all damage Venom takes by 1. If there are no chime counters here, flip this card. When Venom's attack would deal any amount of damage to an identity, remove that many counters instead. For each chime counter removed this way, prevent 1 damage. So he is going to attack me for 2. I'm now ready. I can't trigger this because I exhaust it. Yeah. And there you go. So he deals 0 damage to me. And now we got those on there so we can hit him even harder. All right, Biting Retort. When Venom activates against you, each boost card turned face up during that activation gets +1 boost icon. All right, so she could block for him again and take that damage. Is there any reason he can't take it? I do want to be able to hit. Maybe we should just take the damage because these counters are just going to come off. All right, so 2 plus remove a chime counter plus 2. So he's going to hit for 4, which is 4 more counters. All right, so it's down to 5. And then, he's going to get the tactical display. Surge attached to the villain. Each character cannot defend attacks against the attached villain's attacks. Cannot defend against attached villain's attacks. Exhaust a character you control and discard a random card from your hand. Discard this card. Okay, so I can't defend against his attacks. And it's a surge into For Whom the Bell Tolls. Remove 2 chime counters from the bell tower. If the bell tower is on quiet, take a damage. If it's on ringing, remove 1 threat from the main scheme. Huh. Alright, so I remove 2, and then I remove a threat from the main scheme. Alright, that's not too bad. And this will pass over to here. So now I only have 1 card, but I have this opportunity. Oh, this should attach. Did something come out? Nope. Nope. Alright, so she's going to attack for 2, which will turn into 3. She's going to get a boost. So I'll deal 3 damage. He goes to 31. And then what do I have to do? Exhaust a character you control and discard a random card. And I get rid of this. Perfect. And then I will flip down, and there's no Ticket to the Multiverse, I believe. No George Stacy. I will just stay. Although maybe she's the one that should stay up. She's got more health. So we'll stay there. Take the damage. All right. I will try my best there, Eric. I do see your comments tell you what I think about each of them. as I go. I think the heroes maybe take me a little bit longer. I mean, I feel like initially I would tell you Spider-Man's kit feels very strong. The Justice stuff feels like you could shuffle that into anybody. There's nothing that goes with him, which makes deck building with him a little less exciting. He just works, right? There's nothing specific you shuffle in with him. I might be missing it. You know what, he would work well with an aggression. You could play things like Press the Advantage because of a lot of status here. Hers is very interesting. Her deck building is much more interesting to me because of all the cards now that we have to go back and look at that have interrupt and response, similar to like putting surveillance teams back in. And Sandman was fun. There were a lot of triggers and it took a little long, but overall I thought it was fun. All right. Web Shot. Deal 4 damage to enemy if you paid for it using a lightning. Resolve his Venom Blast ability. So I could resolve Venom Blast, deal a bunch of damage to him, stun him. Oh, that's perfect. Actually. And I can put Spider, and then I can do Arachnobatics. So let's just start hitting him. All right, so I'm going to use Web Shot with Homeland Intervention and Spider-Woman. So I'll play these two, which is going to deal 4 damage to him and resolve Venom Blast. So I deal 4, which becomes 5, so he's down to 26. Then I'm going to resolve this ability, deal 2 damage to him, which becomes 3, puts him down to 23. I've now hit him twice with a card. Deal 2 damage. Would this be considered a card I control or an ability? I assume because it's on the card, I dealt damage from there. Also, she just hit him the once. Okay. And then I stun him as well. Then I'm going to play Arachnobatics and deal 2 damage to an enemy if that enemy has... All right. Increase all damage Venom takes by 1. Deal 2 damage. If that Venom has a stun, deal 3 additional. I'm going to go with 7. I'm going to deal 2, which becomes 3. I'm going to deal 3 additional, which becomes 4. So I don't know, but I'm going to say that against Venom, this would deal 7. So I'm going to play this card, deal 7 damage to him. Oh, wait, I can remove this to have dealt a damage to him. 21. On the last one, because I attacked him. Then I'm attacking him again. So this is going to be for 7 damage. So he's down to 14. I take another card. This is going to be a little ridiculous. It shouldn't trigger it. Okay, so I'll take one of those back. And then I'll do this to deal 2 more, which will give me another card. That's going to be a lot of threat. I will then attack him for 2, which becomes 3. So he's down to 9. So that's quick hitting. It's not attack him. It's just after you attack. Thank you. Thank you. It is attack. Okay, so that's easy to understand because that did not attack him. All right. And also these would not attack him. After you attack, deal 1 damage to me. All right, so that's 2 less. So that's not bad. So the Arachnobatics, my attack, and the Web Shot. So I have 3 cards from him. All right, so I've got him down to 9. Did I just attack him for 3 and he should be at 6? Additional is the same instance. Okay. Bring him back to 10. Increase all damage Venom takes by 1. Yeah, I guess so, because he's taking additional, and this is 1 additional, so that makes sense. Did I just hit him for the 3? I went from 14... Yeah, because after I attacked him, I did this to get him down to 9. All right, then I will flip over, and I will shuffle... Gosh, I will shuffle Web Shot back in. Oh, you know what? I will pay for Arachnobatics with this, and then I'll use my other card that I played for Arachnobatics to fill that back up to 3. So I have that one back. Perfect. All right, let's ready everybody here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got this one. We got Spider-Man. We got Plan Bs. Those ended up being better than I thought. Like, discard a card to deal 2 damage, so it just becomes 0/3. I thought it would discard that card as well. But it is a weird card. Alright. Yep, no, it makes sense now, everybody. Thank you. Webshot, Field Agent, Sky Destroyer. I don't even know if I have time for all these. I feel like I could just burn them down. Jefferson Davis can help remove threat, which has not been a major issue. So we are adding 3 threat. He is attacking over here, but he's stunned, so these cards won't move over. Then he's going to scheme here. So after you attack and... Nope, sorry. When Venom activates against you, move each face-down boost card from your day to Venom. So he's going to get all these boosts. So he's scheming for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this activation is an attack, it gains piercing. Resolve the when revealed. Alright, so he's going to scheme for 5 and remove 2 chime counters from the bell tower. If it's on its quiet side, take a damage. Otherwise, remove a threat. So this is going to go down, and then we're going to add 5. Not too bad. And then we get cards. So that's still up for now. Now we're angry. Attached to Venom. Use 2 rage counters. Venom gains overkill and +1 attack. After Venom takes any amount of damage from an attack, remove a rage counter from here. Oh, so I can get rid of them, unlike Ronin's, and that does not have Surge. Alright, off the rails. This is my community service. Surge, Victory 1. When the villain phase begins, place 1 speed counter here. If there are at least 2 speed counters, remove this card from the game and discard the top 3 cards of each player's deck. Alright, so I need to get rid of that. That's got 6 on it. And it surges into an enraged symbiote who will come out here, and my forced response will attach this here. Alright, so we got to figure out how to get rid of all that threat. We've got a surveillance team here, and I don't have a lot else. I got that symbiote. Yeah, so this here... Well, I can do my defense mechanism. Don't know that I can get this Sky Destroyer out easily. So we will discard these 2 for Jefferson Davis. He will exhaust to remove a threat from the scheme with the lowest. So I have 5 and 6. Sorry, 6 and 7. So he'll remove that one. Then I will flip over... I will use my government liaison to play my field agent, who will come in with 3 tokens. And then I will use my web shooter to play my defense mechanism. So that is out. I can shuffle those back in now. I'll keep my web shot. I will... Okay. After your hero makes a base discard it, resolve Spider-Man's camouflage ability. Okay. So I'm going to confuse and tough, right? Alright, so I will attack this enraged symbiote. He's out. Triggers this for Ghost Spider. She draws a card. Phantom Flip. Then I can trigger this to deal a damage. So I will deal 2 damage here because it gets doubled, and I will trigger my defense mechanism to confuse him and to tough me. That's good. Whew. 2 statuses. Not bad. Alright. And she is going to have to get rid of that threat. Phantom Flip. Perfect. There it is. They're a good team. Alright, this surveillance team will remove 1 from here. And after Venom takes any amount of damage from an attack. So this was not an attack, so that won't happen. So I'm not going to remove that counter. Alright, I'm going to hold my web shot. Coming over here, so Ghost Spider is going to exhaust She is going to hit him for 2, which turns into 3. I guess actually before that, right? I am going to use Plan B and Bait and Switch to play Phantom Flip, which removes 5 threat. When I remove 5 threat, I get rid of this, and I forgot to get rid of a counter for the other one. Audio's good. I didn't check audio with everybody. I assume it's good as before. I assume you'd be letting me know if audio was weird. All right, so Off the Rails is gone, and this goes to the victory. So I've got 1 victory here. Hold on. That came into play. It was attached. Then that came in, so this wasn't there, right? So then she triggers Readying and triggers Web Bracelet to draw a card. Now I can play this Spider-Man. When he leaves play, discard the top 3 cards. Deal damage. So he takes 3 from that. He loses 1 of these counters. Okay. Web Binding, Plan B is just a way to deal more damage. Which is kind of good at this point. I will deal 2 more damage to him, which turns into 3 and gets rid of this. So this is gone. So that is interesting. That was not bad to get rid of. Done. Don't have to deal with that. I guess I'll just play Spider-Man. Sorry, that is so confusing. I will play Hobie Brown. And I'll exhaust him to get rid of 2 threat here. We'll wait to flip Venom, but yeah, he's going down pretty fast. All right, so he takes 2. And I will flip down. I don't get anything from flipping down. Hopefully that threat won't get out of control. This is going to possibly go away, huh? All right. When Venom attack would deal any amount of damage to an identity. All right, so I could block with Silk or block with him. Oh, he's tough. All right, so we draw back to 5. The problem is you can hear me perfectly. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. I thought so because I didn't hear anybody say anything, but I was like, I'm a little nervous about it now. All right, so we are all set there. We've got 2 web shots if we want to just go for that. We've got a power within if we want to deal the damage that way. So we've got options. Over here, we're going to draw 6. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's that. We got our George Stacy Pirouette and Punch I haven't used yet because I forgot to use it all the key times that I could, which was my bad. All right, we add 3 threat to this to go to 7. He is then going to attack Spider-Man. I have no cards to move over. I am tough. So he's going to attack me for 2 plus 3 is 5, but my tough goes away. And then over here, he's going to be confused. So we've really held him down. And she keeps this card on her identity. That's not one of my cards. All right, Worried Father. So this one is I search everything. Man, I've lost him twice. So George Stacy goes here, and then I have to exhaust, and I get him back in my hand. So it's pretty much going to be exhaust. And then this card is hers. She gets a common criminal that will surge into a threat or menace. When revealed, you may change form. If you are in hero form, place 2 threat on the main scheme. If you are in alter ego form, you cannot change form during your next turn. All right, so we will change form, and we will put 2 threat on the main scheme. Not change form next turn. Huh. All right, pass over to here. Yeah, I want to flip down. There's not much here for me. Sorry, this came into play, so this attaches here. So I can use a punch. All right, so let's just flip him. We'll deal 2 damage because those counters didn't go away. He's kind of being a little bit of a pushover. So now he's got toughness and steady. And I'm going to make sure I read this side. All right. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for Tooth and Nail side scheme and put it into play. Shuffle Vengeance. After you attack and damage Venom with a card you control, place one face down boost on your identity. All right, so that's the same. Tooth and Nail, I did not see come out yet. Nope, there it is. Tooth and Nail. After Venom takes any amount of damage from an attack, remove an equal amount of threat from here. Hey, so another way to get rid of threat. So there's a lot of that. As you attack him, you decrease what he does. So we flipped him now, and he has 18 health, so he goes to 36. We've got this threat. We've got that criminal we can get rid of. So we are going to hit him with Spider-Man, Hobie Brown. That deals 2 damage to him. After Venom takes any amount of damage, remove an equal amount of threat. So this will go here. Then when he leaves play, we discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck and deal damage. 1, 2, 3. Equal to the number of boost icons discarded. So 0, 1, 2. So that's going to be 3. So we deal 3 to him plus 1 is... Oh, hold on. When I hit him the first time, he was tough. I keep forgetting that tough. So the tough goes away. So these 2 are still here. Got it. Now I hit him for 4. I hit him for 4, and 4 come off of this. Sorry about that. I got it. Threat or menace card. Sure. Sorry. There it is. All right. I did not trigger an ability there. I have to exhaust to get rid of this. That works out fine. So I will then use what doesn't kill me. So I ready and I heal 2. Then I'm going to flip down and I can't get that card back still. I will exhaust to get rid of this and get him in my hand. This is out of the game. I will use a punch to eliminate this criminal, which lets me draw a card, gets rid of a token here. I will use return and gets rid of 3 on this instead of drawing a card. And I get the card from here. I will use that to put George Stacy out, and George Stacy will take Pirouette and Punch. Well, this is just working smooth, this game. All right. Miles. Do I want her to get rid of Tooth and Nail? No, I have the surveillance team. All right. So surveillance team will get rid of... Oh, if I just hit him, that goes away. Yes. Thanks. Okay. So I attacked him. I didn't deal damage with Hobie Brown. Then I dealt... okay, I attacked him with Gwen Stacy. Thank you. Then Hobie Brown removed his tough and then did his ability, which is not an attack. So I should have had 1 extra card. Thank you. All right, so over here I can web shot. I can use this. No, I don't even need to use it because that's going to happen there. All right. Yeah, what do I need to do? Just play Power Within and then web shot. I think makes sense. All right, so I will web shot him, which will deal 4 damage to him, which is 5. So he goes to 27. This is gone. When this goes away, this goes away. No more public outcry. Then I will trigger this, which will deal 2 to him. I take a card. I will trigger Power Within, which will deal 2 to him, which becomes 3. And I stun him. Yes. Then I will attack him and deal 3 to him. Take a card. Flip down. Shuffle web shot back in. Oh, did we both flip down? So I don't want to do that. I want to stay up. I'm just going to get rid of the web shot and shuffle. Yeah, it's very smooth right now. And can I deal this? I can, right? There were 2 on here. So I'll deal this to him, which will deal him another 2. Surveillance team will get rid of 1 on here. And I can't use him, but I think I'd rather stay this way since he's that. Am I also tough? No, I just lost my tough. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we're putting the screws to him for sure. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 5, 6. We've got a ghost kick there. We've got ticket to the multiverse, which we could get down, but 17 damage left. He's taking it on the chin for sure. All right, so we got a swing in. We got a Spider-Man that we can't play. So we shall see. He is steady. Yep, so he's just stunned. Oh, yeah, so that's going to get rid of that. Thanks. Missed that, but that's okay. I didn't want him to scheme for too much. So he's going to add 2 to go to 10, because this can only go to 20. But I'll have her Phantom flip next turn. It's 17 damage I might be able to do. He is going to scheme over here and get these bonus cards. So he's going to scheme for 2, 5, 0, 6, 7, and go to 17. Oops. Wow, that went up way quicker. I think I just found the part to watch out for with him. And then he's steady, so he's going to attack me, and Silk is going to take it. Silk is going to take it and put a Rage Symbiote into play, engage with you. So there's a Symbiote here, and that's going to be for 5, so she's out. All right, and then he's going to scheme for 1. Oh, no, he doesn't because it was over here. And then card. So this one is going to be attached to the villain, and he increases all his boosts, improvised weapons, and I get a common criminal, and a caught-off guard. So I will get rid of my field agent that I am not currently using. All right, we've got some threat control to do here. Do we have punches? We have this punch. Here we have a strength. So unfortunately we can't play this Spider-Man. So we will use Spider-Man to swing in. From a side scheme. All right. So we'll use him to swing in, which gets rid of 4 threat. Did he deal any damage? Nope. So I'll get rid of 4 threat, bring that down to 13, and I'll do my camouflage ability. So I get a tough status card, and he is confused. I will then exhaust to remove 2 threat. I will flip down. I will punch each of these common criminals. She should have 1 on one of those, so she gets to draw a card. That card's crazy good. And then I get to draw 2 cards because there's no side schemes. And I've got a double life. Oh, when I flip down, I can shovel something in. And I will shuffle in Web Shot. If I use double life, I just flip over. Jefferson Davis will get rid of 1 threat here. And I'm going to discard the double life to put 3 tokens on this. All right, we got that down to 10, so we should be in pretty good shape. So, George Stacy can take a ghost kick. I will then I'll unexhaust him, and I will put a phantom flip in his hands as well. I will flip to this side, and play Web of Life and Destiny for free. And then it's either my ticket to the multiverse or Spider UK. So I'll play Ticket to the Multiverse. I will exhaust to get rid of the enraged symbiote. Is that going to be enough? Threaten things. I don't know damage to him. I'm just going to kill him next turn. Yep, we're just going to leave it there. We'll have the Ticket to the Multiverse just finish him off. Oh, I didn't use Strength. I probably look like I discarded him. I discarded Global Logistics for one and Strength for the other. But I did discard him in a pile. I'm not always the best at showing both. Which, yeah, I realize is fine, but that's what happened. Yeah, okay, so I'll be able to take him down next turn. Here, although this may trigger, huh? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because I had one in my hand. Monica, web shot. He is done. I think. He might flip this over, which would slow me down. All right, so he's going to add 2 to that. He is going to scheme for 2, 3, plus 0. So this will go to 15. Then he's going to attack Ghost Spider. And yeah, I guess at this point my best thing to do is a Phantom Flip. So I will exhaust and I will Phantom Flip and use Return the Favor and Parental Guidance and Spider-Man to do that. So I will remove 5 threat. Ready. Trigger my bracelets. Draw a card. And get a web binding. So he's going to attack me for 3. And I think it's when an enemy would activate. So I don't think I'm in that window anymore. So I block for 3. And put an enraged symbiote. So 1, 2. This is the +1 for 3. So I block everything so this doesn't go away. And then the enraged symbiote comes out and attacks me for 2. And I'm down to 8. 2 cards. This one is Surge. Give the villain a face down boost. Oh no, he goes through. So Surge. Then that triggers. Give him a face down boost. Sinister Motives is not out yet. Do you know it sounds like it's coming out in April? This is a review copy that Fantasy Flight sent me to play and stream. All right, so then he gets a face down boost. What the heck are all these cards? This was the last card for the Surge. Got it. All right, so then he's going to put this out again. Now we are angry and a swinging assault. The villain attacks you. Give the villain 1 additional boost card for that activation. And I got nothing to block here with, huh? All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to play Web Binding, which requires me... Oh, or I could cancel it, huh? Hold on, where did this card come from? That's his attack with an additional boost. So I'm going to do a when revealed, and I am going to do a punch and pirouette. When a card is revealed from counterattack, deal damage equal to 1 more than the number of boost icons. So there's 2 on there. So I'm going to deal 3 to him and cancel the when revealed. 1, 2, 3, 4, because he takes +1 because of this. And this will have 2 tokens, and that was an attack. That was not an attack. That will stay there. Can I deal damage to him? I cannot thwart the main scheme. Yep, I think I'm good. All right. Hopefully all that triggered correctly. to get rid of this guy. Darn it. So when... After Ghost Spider uses a basic power... Oh, so maybe I've been doing that wrong. So I'm going to use this... Oh, this attaches to him. I'm going to attack with her here. Get rid of this guy. Trigger drawing a card. Gives me a card. And I'm going to play Ghost Kick on that. So there's my Ghost Kick for 6, which will be for 7. So he's down to 6. Loses this. And I ready. I get a card for hitting him. I get a card for going through my deck. That's an encounter card. This is a card here. Then I'm going to exhaust to attack him again for 3. Take another card here. Use Ticket to the Multiverse. Shuffle this back together. Ready, ready. Ready all these. And that's pretty much it. Oh, if I clear stuff, if there's no threat on the main scheme. Got it. Okay, so I want to clear all that stuff. So I draw back to 5. Ticket to the Multiverse is gone. Sorry about that. I don't want to bait and switch because he's going to hit me so hard. And I don't want to Ghost Kick because that will end it, and I can't play this Spider-Man. So I will play Parental Guidance to put this card here. Can I remove 9 threat with him? And that deals damage. She's going to remove 1. I don't see myself removing 9 threat. Alright, so I will hit him. And he's dead for 3. This is gone. Yeah, she gets so many cards. It's so fun. It's cool, yeah. She gets cards for all these little triggers. I mean, I gave her this wrist navigator, which is huge. This is going to be a fun part of the campaign. So every time you pull 3 cards, then you pick the one you want, and now you have that for the campaign. So it's going to make you're playing the same hero twice different. That is really fun, especially if they're giving it to you early on. Well done on that. All right, so that is a dead Venom. I am most certain I triggered something wrong. Something was off by a point. I always know that's going to be the case. We all know the first time you're playing something. So work our way through that. But we got them. All right. So it says, in the reputation track, using the condition section, calculate your group's total reputation value, then mark that number of nodes. And then I mark that this one was completed. All right, cool. So we go to this, and I got 2 points from the victory display. There are no minions in play, that's 3. There's no side schemes in play, that's 4. There is threat here. Fewer than 1 acceleration token in play. Sorry, 1 per player. That is, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And no one was defeated. 6. So I get 6 little bubbles. That's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so I've opened up a bunch of stuff. So now, during step 13 of games, each player may take 1 additional mulligan, so I can mulligan twice. Place 1 threat on the main scheme per player. So I'm going to start with additional threat. And then my next one here is each player chooses an aspect card in their collection from any aspect and adds the maximum number of copies of that card by title to their deck for the rest of the campaign. Record the title of that card in their aspect advantage section of the campaign log. Cards chosen this way do not count toward minimum or maximum deck size. Okay. Okay. So I take any aspect card and take any number of that card and add it to my deck. Got it. So I need to find all the response cards. I can answer you on how many cards are double-sided in a minute there. Okay, and then setup. In player order, each player must search the encounter deck and discard pile for a minion, put that minion into play, engage with themselves. For each player who did not put him into play, deal that player 1 face-down encounter card. Okay. Well, there you go. So they're each going to get an aspect card to add to them. So Miles, I think of shield cards that I could put in there. Her, I've got to find a response card. I don't know those off the top of my head, so I'm going to go and look for what makes sense. But that would be that idea. All right, double-sided cards are what I'm being asked for. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these cards that are double-sided, which are the shield upgrades, the shield tech. Those are double-sided cards. In addition, there's this Public Outcry, which is double-sided for standard and expert. Then there's the Bell Tower is double-sided, so that's 10 cards. I don't know if you're counting these double-sided cards. There's 1 here, there's 1 for Sandman, there's 2 for Mysterio. I don't remember beyond that, but there's going to be the light at the end of the tunnel. You need an exact count. So that's with these cards, that's 8, 10, 11. The City Streets one was not. 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 2 on Mysterio. 16, 17 here. Where is the escape one? Did I mess that one up? 18, light at the end of the tunnel. This one when we get to it. 19, 20, 21, 22, because he has all these locations that you can go to. 22 is my count so far. Let's see what's here. I included that one. $22 is my answer. There are 22 double-sided cards if you are double-siding your encounters. Main schemes. I know. It doesn't have to be in my current aspect, so I will take opinions if somebody knows a good hero response or hero interrupt for Ghost Spider that I should add, because I just don't know off the top of my head. That's not something that is in my idea. And what would be good for Miles? I mean, press the advantage is what jumps out to me to deal additional damage when they're stunned or confused. There's also like a sonic rifle or something that could deal damage to them while they're confused. Is an idea, or a shield card that's not justice would be an idea. I guess this is where it's very important to know that basic cards are not aspect cards for this one. All right, impressions of Venom. That was kind of easy. I was able to flip him, control him by doing a lot of blocking, a lot of key canceling. I canceled an activation there at the end, so he didn't do all those cards. And I never flipped the tower. I did flip it with 10 on it instead of 6, so that helped, but he takes less damage. These cards were a pushover compared to Ronin's card that surges, overkills, pierces, and has no way to get rid of it. So, I mean, Venom is the second villain, so it makes sense he's a little easier on that threat. On that front, I really like the cards. I think it's a cool design. It's a little easier. They probably could have made it a little harder. Like these ones probably wouldn't matter if it was per player. They probably could have made this 5 per player. But when you damage him, you remove threat from there, and you're dealing +1 damage. Like, I like how those work together, and there are ways to get rid of these. Galaxy's Most Wanted would have done phenomenal. To have something that was like by playing space cards or even the Milano that could just remove a side scheme would have been an interesting way to use the Milano. So that's more interesting, although it felt pretty easy to deal 8 damage and just get rid of this and not deal with it. Maria Hill for a shield card. TAC team. I don't think Standard has ever been incredibly difficult. I think these precons are very good. I think these heroes are very good. I know everybody wants to call Miles S tier already. I mean, when you have stun, confuse, and tough in your kit, right? That's what gets everybody there. Like, if you can just stun, confuse, tough. He has steady, so at least he messed with that a little bit to slow that down. So I think his kit, she seems stronger around. I have not. Jump Flip is phenomenal. I haven't played it. And Return the Favor I don't think is very good. I want to find a way to know what treachery I'm going to draw. So I like Spider-Woman. This card strikes me that this would be good in Spider-Woman, where it says reveal cards from the top of the deck until you get a treachery, and then deal with that treachery and deal 5 damage. So this would give Spider-Woman a counter. You would know the treachery, because if you were flipped down, you could flip the top card and see what the treachery was, and you'd know what you were dealing with. And then you deal 5 damage. So that strikes me that that would be a good Spider-Woman card. So I don't think that card is useless, but I'm not using it. And then What Doesn't Kill Me is great. I think it's a great card. Pay a punch. I cheated on this card. I didn't use a punch. When I did this, I think I used an energy, a double energy. So I apologize. That's just, I think maybe Genius or Energy I used to ready, and I didn't see the requirement, which is going to be easy to miss at first because we're just not used to those cards. So this one let me heal 2 and ready, which I think is good. I guess that's okay for protection, right? To be able to ready and then you could do something because you're often blocking, so it makes sense for that. I think it's that these precons are so good. Like, so if we just go back to Rocket and Groot, those precons were, pretty not so good, and teaming up aggression and protection, especially at the time, was tricky and a tough one to do for something like Galaxy's Most Wanted that had so much threat, so they just didn't put anything. He's not removing that much threat, I don't think. People could probably track my threat removal, but I mean, he can remove 2, and then those shield cards are very slow to build. It's like getting Beat Cops out and everything. Beat Cops aren't shield now. That would make no sense. I think these villains are pretty easy. Again, I liked on Sandman, he had the one that was like, you add more counters to it, but if you're clearing the counters, it's not so bad, and you add threat based on the number of counters, so as long as you're doing what the scenario is telling you. The issue with that is if you know that about the scenario, it's almost like you're gaming the scenario, right? So it made it too easy. On Sandman, it was interesting that I could exhaust somebody and not take consequential damage, so it felt like it should have just said I could attack it, and then I would take damage, and that would have made it tougher. But we'll have to see how these things play out harder. Return the Favor with Pirouette and Punch. Oh, thank you, Brian. That makes sense. So I play Return the Favor, and then I use Pirouette and Punch to cancel it. Right. I knew that. Again, that's one that I'm like, right, I know that that's what you're supposed to do with this, but I didn't see it yet. So yeah, this cancels a when revealed and deals damage. So now you're doing this to deal 5, and you're doing this to block the card that came out and deal damage for that card. Makes perfect sense. And she can hold all those cards over here. Yeah, I think she's more fun. I'm enjoying her and all her things. He's probably more powerful in that he's just doing all those stuns and confuses. 2 for 4 threat removal is ridiculous. Yeah. I haven't figured out how to use double life. It lets me ready, and I can flip. So I can flip and shuffle something back in. I don't know what flipping up to my hero mode does. So it's interesting that there's nothing for flipping, but it does let me ready. So I guess that's what's nice. Or I could double flip like on the first turn to deal some damage, play my hero cards and flip back down. That doesn't seem as good as... It feels like there's something better that I don't know about this card to get that out. But yeah, him being able to shut... Sorry. That's the big deal. So with him, it's not only those cards, but it's the fact that I'm flipping and shuffling those cards back in every time. So there, I didn't even go through the deck once, I believe, and I just kept seeing great cards. Web shots, because I was just going for damage here fast, which was neat on Venom to see that I basically went for like a rush kind of thing and took him down quickly, and the previous one I built a whole bunch, and both kind of worked. His shield stuff really wants to build. Venom was fun. This got out of control way faster than I expected to. It got to 10, and then all of a sudden it went to 17, and that could have messed with me because all those cards stack up really fast. So had I been pinging damage on him, I think it would have been a lot tougher. But I had a lot of extra sources of damage. This thing especially, I think, dealt 12 damage to him. So that was really good. all-night spring break. No, it's not spring break yet, unfortunately. In Connecticut, we do our spring break in April, so I got 3 weeks of school, but I am up late because I have a half day tomorrow, so it's just a short day. And like I said, we're doing parent-teacher conferences, so very short, and then they give us a half day tomorrow so we can go home and relax. And it's supposed to be 70 degrees in Connecticut, which is extremely warm. They're going to break records for this time of year, so it'll be a beautiful day. So I may take a walk or something, but I will play tomorrow as well. I do have a friend coming over to watch some basketball, so I'm not going to stream while he's here. So I don't know whether I'll do after. My guess is if you ask me right now, I'm going to stream at like 11:30 tomorrow. 11:30, somewhere right around there. And I'll do the next villain and go from there. So next up we have, I will set this up, but next time is Mysterio. Oh, sorry, I should read the rest of the comic here. I will zoom in. I know the lighting's a little tough here. People were asking me to take pictures and they couldn't see them, so I'll try to get this stuff scanned, but I'm going to stream through it all before I spend the time doing that. I'll do my best to scan and get these cards for people so they can see more of them, but yeah, I'm going to stream it all first and focus on playing through it and get all that stuff out there. What's your deal, Eddie? You with Osborn too? Osborn, no, we hate Osborn for what he did to us. We thought he sent you. You thought we were with Osborn? You might be dumber than Sandman. Venom, what did Osborn do to you? He ambushed us, captured us, used some device to turn pieces of us into his own symbiotic suit. Oh man, Osborn's already bad enough. He doesn't need symbiote crazy thrown in there too. No offense. Venom, help us find Osborn. As much as we don't like each other, I'm sure we can agree that Osborn is much worse. Fine. But we can't promise that we won't crush you as soon as we're finished with Osborn. Great. We can't promise the same. And then they take off. They get into the Hall of Mirrors here. And then you see Mysterio. And we have all of them here. And sure enough, in this one... Oh, I thought it was here somewhere, isn't it? I shuffle in Snitches Get Stitches. People were asking for a couple of the missing cards. This is a one-off card here. Snitches... I'll try to hold it better for you. Snitches Get Stitches. And I will read it in case people can't read it. Victory -1. Attached to Venom, Eddie Brock. If you cannot, this card gains Surge. When a villain attacks, it attacks Venom. If that attack defeats Venom, add Venom and this card to the victory display. Exhaust Venom and spend 2 resources of the same type. Discard this card. So, I'm pretty sure that I add Venom in here. Venom was spoiled by Marvel Champions Monthly, I believe. So he has 6 health, and when a boost card is flipped face up, you can deal a damage to him, and you can deal an enemy damage equal to the number of icons on the card, not even boosts, all icons. But he also gives you a hazard icon, which is going to be tricky in solo. I think we're going to... Oh yeah, put the Venom ally card into play under the first player's control. So we're now going to have Venom on our team, which is cool. But we're also going to play semi-heroic here. Yeah, we'll go through all this when we go through there. So there's that idea. All right, I got to write a few other things in the log, but I think we will finish up there. Questions, comments, concerns that people have. Hopefully I've been trying to answer things and show off things to what people want. Yeah, Venom wasn't much of a challenge. I imagine on Expert it will be much trickier. And without these upgrades, I think these were pretty powerful. This dealt 12 damage to him for 2 resources, so that got a little crazy. All right, Eric is asking me if these two complement each other well. I'm disconnecting. All right, hopefully it was just a skipping things. I don't know what happened. Oh, it looks like I'm back. Yep, okay. Sorry, it just said OBS shut down. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I haven't seen anything that's amazing about the two of them. The team-up card is neat because you can heal them, but I took I took 2 damage that game, so that was a little much. I just think it's these precons are very good. I think that's what it's coming down to. I mean, and then she just can deal damage and remove threat in her kit anytime you attack, and then you have the cards over here. I think she's a hidden gem, to tell the truth. I think she's very much more powerful than people see. I think his Stun and Confuse is so good, though. You get those abilities out there, so that is that piece. Gwen looks amazing. Yeah, she's super fun. Yep, I am back. It just kicked me off for a second. So cool. So we'll have Venom next time, and we will fight Mysterio and put in these other cards. I'm just going to write the other things in, which is just on these sheets. I just have to write like, oh, this is the side scheme I defeated, and I have to give them those aspect advantages, which is cool, but I have to figure out what card I want them to have. So we will figure that out. Alrighty. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. I'm going to hit the hay, and I'll be back at it tomorrow, probably a little bit before lunch is my guess. But look for the stream, because if it's beautiful out and I'm going for a walk or something, or somebody's coming over, I'm going to skip it, and I'll do it as I can. Hopefully by Saturday, I'll get through the whole thing is the plan. So I'll probably do at least 2 villains tomorrow. If I can do 3, I will. All right. Skilled Strike for Gwen. Will that ready her? Is that a hero response? That would be interesting. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Until next time, I'm the Brandt, and I hope you